Okay, we'll start. Hare Krishna. So we start with Jai Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र रसत श्री श्रीमद एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र रसत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर की जय। अनंत कोटि गोविंद की जय। नामाद हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो न चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की जय। तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Shri Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Visheshakada Adhikari Namo Prahashashilaaya Prabhupada-अनुसारिणे अनिन्दितहृदये तस्मै शास्त्रभाजनचोदिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। So we'll read a little bit from Art of Chanting, the Hare Krishna, some Japa meditation techniques. So we're on first meeting with Krishna. Krishna Nama has been accepted by all to be an incarnation of Lord Sri Krishna on this earth. Although he appears like a word, Krishna, still by his inconceivable power, he is completely spiritual. The name is a special incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As Krishna and his name are identical, Krishna is descended to earth as Nama. Krishna Nama is our first introduction to Krishna. Therefore, we first meet Krishna in his name. With determination to reach Krishna, we must first accept the name of Krishna, Nama Bhajan. Nama is also another incarnation of Krishna. Nama Rupe Kali Kale Krishna Avatar. Because name and Krishna are not different, there is no difference. In material world, there is difference between the name and the substance. But in Advaya Gyan, the absolute world, there is no such distinction. The name and the person are the same, identical. How does Hare Krishna Japa purify the chanter? Chanting gradually diminishes the propensity to sin and simultaneously purifies the consciousness. At this juncture, a taste for chanting begins to manifest. The inclination to commit sinful acts vanishes. Though a faint residue of previous sinful acts still linger in the consciousness, the receding sinful reactions leave an odor of sinful habits. But the chanter's contact with the name produces a purity of mind and strength of willpower that overcomes the clinging smell of sin. Harinam Chintamani. So Harinam Prabhu ki jai. So now we know the power of the holy name. So we'll try to chant one round, Prabhu. You have your beat, Prabhuji? Okay, you can just follow along then. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare Ram,
Rama,
Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Rama
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare,
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
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 Rama,
Ram,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Hare, Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Hare
Prabhu
Hare.
Nityananda,
Yet Vedanta,
Hare Krishna, Govinda. Hare Krishna. Hey Pranav, how are you?
I'm good.
Congratulations on the gold medal, I heard.
Thank you.
Very nice. How do you feel?
Yeah, I felt that it was worth it, even though it was hard at sometimes. But it was just not the gold medal that made it worth it, but just like the journey itself.
Yes,
So
that's the most important, right? They say, right? No pain, no gain. So you went through that, and now it's always going to be with you, right?
yeah.
Okay, so you're going to join us today?
Yes.
Okay, Haripol. So we are on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse number 10. 6:10.
Chapter 6, verse number 10. Okay. Should I
Okay.
chant it?
Was it 10, Prabhu? Actually, let me think. I don't know if it was 10. I think we were much down, right? One second, Pranav.
Okay.
Yes, we're right. We're 6:10. Okay, go ahead.
Yogi yunjita satatam
Yogi Yunjita Satatam
Satatam
आत्मानं रहसि स्थितः
आत्मानं रहसि स्थितः
एकाकीयत चित्तात्मा
एकाकीयत चित्तात्मा
निराशीरपरिग्रहः
अपरिग्रहः
A transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind, and self in relationship with the Supreme. He should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness.
So just so we get some context of this verse, so Krishna is actually helping us understand the ladder of yoga, right? Different rungs on the ladder of yoga. So
Yes.
he's talking about dhyana yoga, right? So now he's explaining how somebody who is following dhyana yoga needs to engage the process in, right? That's what they're explaining. Okay, you can read the purport now.
Krishna is realized in different degrees as Brahman, Paramatma, and Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna consciousness means concisely to be always engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. But those who are attached to the impersonal Brahman or the localized supersoul are also partially Krishna consciousness, because the impersonal Brahman is the spiritual ray of Krishna, and the supersoul is the all-pervading partial expansion of Krishna. Thus, the impersonalist and the meditator are also indirectly Krishna conscious. A directly Krishna conscious person is the topmost transcendentalist, because such a devotee knows what is meant by Brahman and Paramatma. His knowledge of the absolute truth is perfect, whereas the impersonalist and the meditative yogi are imperfectly Krishna consciousness. Nevertheless, all of these are instructed herewith to be constantly engaged in their particular pursuits, so that they may come to the highest perfection sooner or later. The first business of a transcendentalist is to keep the mind always on Krishna. One should always think of Krishna and not forget him even for a moment. Concentration on the mind on the Supreme is called samadhi, or trance. In order to concentrate the mind, one should always remain in seclusion and avoid disturbance by external objects. He should be very careful to accept favorable and reject unfavorable conditions that affect his realization. And in perfect determination, he should not hanker after unnecessary material things that entangle him by feelings of possessiveness. All these perfections and precautions are perfectly executed when one is directly in Krishna consciousness, because direct Krishna consciousness means self-abnegation, wherein there is very little chance for material possessiveness. Srila Rupa Goswami characterizes Krishna consciousness in this way. Wait, do I say that also?
Yeah, okay. You can read it if you're comfortable.
Wait, anasaktasya vishayan.
Anasaktasya vishayan.
Yatharham upayunjataha.
Yatharham upayunjataha.
Nirbandha Krishna sambandhe.
Nirbandha Krishna sambandhe.
Yukta Yuktam vairagyam
Yuktam
वैराग्यमुच्यते
vairagyamuchyate
prapanchikataya buddhya
प्रपञ्चिकतया बुद्ध्या
harisambandhi vastunah
Harisambandhi
हरिसम्बन्धिवस्तुनः
vastunah
mumukshu bhipparityago
Mumukshubhi parityago
परित्यागो
vairagyam phalgukatyate.
वैराग्यं
Ragyam
फल्गुकथ्यते
phalgukatyate.
When one is not attached to anything but at the same time accepts everything in relation to Krishna, one is rightly situated above possessiveness. On the other hand, one who rejects everything without knowledge of its relationship to Krishna is not as complete in his renunciation. A Krishna conscious person well knows that everything belongs to Krishna, and thus he is always free from feelings of personal possession. As such, he has no hankering for anything on his own personal account. He knows how to accept things in favor of Krishna consciousness and how to reject things unfavorable in Krishna consciousness. He is always aloof from material things because he is always transcendental and he is always alone, having nothing to do with persons not in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, a person in Krishna consciousness is the perfect yogi.
Nice. Anything which stuck to you, Pranav?
This person. Wait, is it for this shloka or the other one, the 6
This
and
one.
10?
This one, what you just read.
Yeah. So Krishna conscious well knows everything. So a Krishna conscious person is the perfect yogi. So if you are just like involved with Krishna, you are the perfect yogi, just perfect, no training and everything. If you just think of Krishna and try to please him as your main goal, you are the perfect yogi, and he knows that he is not the center of everything. He knows that he is the master of all things, and he knows only that Krishna is the supreme Lord, and that he is the center of everything. He is the sun, and then we are the planets, he can say. So because we always orbit around him, we should not think that we are the sun. So thus a Krishna conscious person well knows that everything belongs to Krishna, and he's free from feelings of possession and all the bad things. So a Krishna consciousness person protects himself or herself from the bad stuff by grace
Nice.
Krishna.
Very nice. Yes. So the point here is that unfortunately we have forgotten our eternal relationship with Krishna, right? So we all had an eternal relationship with Krishna. Imagine, right? Like you have a particular job and nobody can take that job from you. But now we've actually come out of that job. So Krishna is actually waiting, like, okay, when is Pranav going to come and take this up again? When is Sai Prabhu going to come? When is Naimisharanya Das going to come? Like, I'm really missing them. So Krishna is really missing us, right? And the way for us to go back to Krishna is by this process of bhakti yoga or the different yoga processes, right? So in Dhyana Yoga here, what Krishna here is explaining is that a transcendentalist, a person who is on this path of Dhyana Yoga, should always engage his body, his mind, and the self in relationship to the Supreme. And how do you do that? He lives in a secluded place, should carefully control his mind, and and should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness. So here's a question for you. Is it easy for us to be in a secluded place these days? No,
No.
not possible. So that's why Srila Prabhupada then he explains that the person who is always directly in Krishna consciousness, like you're a student, right? You wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, even those simple acts, if you somehow connect to Krishna consciousness, then you are practicing the highest form of bhakti, which is bhakti yoga. So here Srila Prabhupada explains about renunciation. Do you know what renunciation means? What does it mean to renounce?
Renounce is to reject everything material and merge in with the Supreme Lord.
No, just the word renounce. What does renounce mean in English?
Renounce means
To give up.
renounce. Yeah,
To
to
give up,
give up.
right? You give up.
Yeah,
So now where is everything coming from?
from Krishna.
Krishna, right? So then is there a point to give up anything? That doesn't make sense, right? If everything is coming from Krishna, why should we give up what's coming from Krishna?
Yeah.
Right? So what renunciation here means is that somebody, if they say that, oh, we renounce this material world, we don't want to touch anything, that is false renunciation. Because now we are considering something belongs to us and we are renouncing it. But actually nothing belongs to us. So how can you even renounce something? If it doesn't belong to you, how can you renounce something? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain is that we don't have to renounce everything, but we have to utilize whatever Krishna has given us in Krishna consciousness. So now if you have a computer, right? Now
Yes.
you cannot say, oh, this is material, I'm going to renounce it. A lot of like, things are there, which, I'm not going to use it at all. But that's false renunciation. The actual renunciation is when you utilize that for Krishna consciousness. Like let's say now you're a student, right? You're doing virtual classes, right? You cannot say, no, I'm not going to use the computer. No, you're going to use the computer because your responsibility is to be a good student, right? Krishna has put you in that environment right now that you have to be a good student. So you're utilizing that in Krishna consciousness. You get it? So we are renouncing what is negative, which is not conducive to our Krishna consciousness, but we are going to accept what is good for our Krishna consciousness. Like, for example, right now we could have used the internet to watch something, right? However, we're using the internet to actually do Sangha, right? So we're renouncing the internet for, something which is not Krishna conscious, but for Krishna consciousness. So that's the point.
Okay. Yeah.
Prabhuji, would you like to share some points, Prabhu?
Yeah. So if you sometimes I don't know every slokam leading to a single meaning. So all Gita slokams leading to a single meaning that make Krishna as a center to
Yes.
everything. That makes your life is so easy. So this bhakti yoga is so easiest thing for grihastha people. So when you have so many attachments, when you have so like in this Kali Yuga, this is the easiest way to go to spirituality. And I think this is the greatest gift to the mankind, like Srila Prabhupada given. You no need to go to forest, you no need to go to some ashram, and you no need to do like just to stay with the nama is your friend, it comes till your end.
Yes.
So that is when you are alone. When you are alone, a person's real character is actually can be defined. When you are alone, when you are some multiple people are around, you behave differently. When you are alone, you behave differently. When you are alone, how cleanly and constantly you are with Krishna is that is a real yogi and dhyana that. And this dhyana yoga also, and Srila Prabhupada is saying you don't need to just simply put your eyes closed and and think about nothing now. Just as we discussed previous lokams, just slightly close your eyes and inhaling and exhaling and Hare Krishna mantra. If you are doing japa, that becomes a your dhyana. I am actually telling to Pranav. So he's actually night times. He's waking up in middle of the nights, and he's little scared. And I'm telling him, you just concentrate on inhaling and exhaling and japa mantra, and do that japa, and Krishna is with you. Don't get scared. You know, your
Nice.
japa is your friend. Your japa is your friend, and when you are alone, your Krishna is your friend, and Nama is your friend. Nobody else required. Nana is father, mother. No, just believe Krishna.
And very nice point, Prabhu. And the main thing is, who is the closest to you right now, Pranav? First of all, who are you? This body?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm the soul.
Give me an example. How can you prove that you are the soul and not the body?
That's a good question. So like,
You're living in this body.
yeah, I live in this body, but I don't live in this body. Sorry, I don't live in this body. So I think one reason is that I'm in Krishna consciousness.
No, so the question, I'm gonna restate the question. So the question is, are you the body or are you the soul? You said you are the soul. So now my question is, how can you prove that you are the soul? How can you prove that we are all souls and not the body?
Yeah. How can you prove it?
How can I prove?
Because Krishna consciousness is not to follow blindly. Krishna consciousness means you have to ask questions. See, Arjuna asked so many questions in the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, right? Speaking of questions, I have a question.
Yes. No, but is it related to my question?
No, it's about what you said earlier.
Okay, all right. Ask me.
So when you said like renunciation is actually utilizing things for Krishna consciousness, then when I go on the computer and then I do my class, how is that related to Krishna consciousness?
Okay, so you are a student, right? So
yeah.
Do you know what a dharma or responsibility of a student is?
Yeah, to study well.
To study well. Okay. Now in order to study well, you need to use your computer for that, correct?
Yes.
So you're utilizing the computer in your dharma, which is actually Krishna consciousness. Because when you study well, Krishna has actually put you in this position to be a student. Krishna has put me as a father, right? So I have to take care, I have to work hard. Prabhuji has to work hard. We get Lakshmi. We use the Lakshmi in the service of the family. We give some donation to the temple, right? We give, we feed the devotees. So that is our dharma. That's our responsibility, right? But if you use this Lakshmi in something else, like gambling, right? Or playing the lottery, right? So we are thinking that, we are going to actually make some money here. That is not okay, right? We want to utilize it for Krishna's pleasure. Okay, so now let's come back. Did that help?
Yes, yes.
So now I'm going to ask you a question. So now, let's say we have, do you know somebody in your, no, instead let me ask you this. So when a person is, let's say, let's say you're not this body, right? You're the soul. Or let's say you are this body. Like, I'm seeing myself here, Prabhuji, I'm the body. So now let's say if somebody takes off my hand, right? Cuts off my hand. Okay, now what happens to this hand? Am I the hand? Am I the hand or am I the body? Or am I on the chest and the face and everything?
No, you're inside, like
inside, right? So when somebody has passed away, right? If there's a dead person, the body is still there. We can say, well, this person's still here. But then you say, no, this person has left, right? This person is gone. So who has
Yeah.
gone? Who has gone outside the body? So when the same body, when somebody dies, we say, oh, the person has left his body. But you're looking at the body, right?
Yeah,
You're
but the
looking
body's
at
still there.
the body is still there, right? So that doesn't that
Yeah.
prove that we're actually not this body?
Yeah, yeah.
So where does the soul go?
It goes to Krishna.
So at the time of death, when the soul is about to leave the body, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that this is like a cycle. As soon as you leave a body, you get a new body. So you again become a small baby in a different family, in a whole different family. New
Yeah,
parents.
but I'm talking about if that person did lots of Krishna consciousness, then he would go to Krishna.
So at the time of death, at the time of leaving your body, if you can remember Krishna, and by his name, by his form, by his qualities, by his pastimes, that's it. You have passed the test, Pranav. That is what we are trying to do. So this is all in preparation for our final exam. So we're preparing for that final exam. So at the time of death, when we're about to leave our body, and everybody has to leave our body, correct? Someday we all have to leave our body. So at the time when we're about to leave our body, if we can remember Krishna, then you have passed the test.
Yeah.
Right? And how do we do that? How do we prepare for that final exam? By doing all these practices, by chanting the holy name, by reading Bhagavad Gita. Yes, by following the
I'm
process.
asking him to do the japa night times when he gets scared. He's getting scared these days night
Like
times.
sometimes because
The best thing is I'll give you an idea. Do you have the Krishna book?
yeah.
Okay. Every night before you sleep, read a story of Krishna from the Krishna book.
Oh, he doesn't have the Bhagavata book. Do you have Bhagavata?
Not the Bhagavata book, Prabhu. Just the Krishna book. Do you have only the Krishna book?
The Art of Chanting, we have, I think. The Art of Chanting.
No, not the Art of Chanting. But if you don't have it, I'll give it to you, Prabhu.
I'll get it actually. I'll get it online. I'll buy it online.
Wait, is it called On the Way to Krishna or something?
Not On the Way to Krishna. So if you don't have the book, at least you can start reading.
I'll buy it.
Yeah. At least if you don't have it online, I'll send it to you on chat, Prabhu. So if you go to vedabase.io/Krishna book, you can start reading.
We are on that. Yeah, we are on that.
You can read it online, but I'll give you a book also, because in that you have some beautiful pictures, and that will really help you, Pranav. At night when you look at the pictures.
We want a physical book, Prabhuji. So we
Yes.
stopped reading these ebooks. It's not ebooks. We are not giving feeling.
Yes. No, actually, yeah, it's good for him. And with the pictures, he will really enjoy. When he looks at the pictures, I think that will look. So
which book, Prabhu, you're talking about?
It's a Krishna book. One Krishna book.
The Supreme Godhead?
Yes, Supreme Krishna, the Supreme
Personality. I have that in Telugu. I have that in my Telugu. I'm almost done with the 88th chapter right now.
Prabhuji, read him that every night. If you have the book.
He doesn't know Telugu little bit.
It's so hard.
It's so hard. He doesn't know Telugu. So I started like a year ago then I'm going to complete by another 1 month. I'm going to complete the book, entire book. I'm reading every day one page.
One page. Okay.
So I have to buy it in English. Yeah.
Yeah, you can show him the pictures and you can show him the pictures, Prabhu. That'll help him a lot.
The pictures are really good. I love the one that says like the old age to old age and death again, you go to different body and then that. I love that picture.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So where do we buy this, Prabhuji, online?
So Prabhu, I actually have a big shipment coming from LABBT. It'll come on Monday, and I have some Krishna books on that. So I'll keep one for you.
Okay.
That'll be nice. He'll
I want
enjoy it.
Srimad Bhagavatam. I want Srimad Bhagavatam. So also.
Srimad Bhagavatam also is coming, Prabhuji. I can keep one for you. No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure. Yeah. So what happens when you wake up at night, Pranav?
No, it's just like my fear. I just get dreams of COVID-19 and into my body, and then I wake up and then I'm like shivering in the middle of the night because normally when you wake up it's just somehow so cold every time you wake up, or like because I have fans going on. No, like I mean normally when I wake up in the early morning for school it's so cold.
It is cold.
especially
Yeah, I get
So
cold
I
too.
shiver. I can't control myself, and I'm like, I got corona, and then I'm so scared, and then
So what you can do is every night if you read a nice story, right, from Krishna book, that will give you some good dreams at night, and Krishna will protect you. And also if you can read the Nashinga Prayers, every night, that will help you also. So this Krishna book, right, it gives you the entire story of how Krishna was born, how did he enjoy with his friends, how did he play, what kind of demons he killed, right? What is Corona? Corona is nothing, right? Krishna killed like so many demons, right? These demons are so powerful. And remember Prahlad Maharaj, right? Prahlad Maharaj, he had so many obstacles, right? How many, like you know the story of Prahlad Maharaj, correct?
Yes.
Right? But who protected him all the time?
Krishna,
right? And you're
But
such a nice devotee. You're such a nice devotee
somehow,
of Krishna.
Are you? So he's listening all these things. I'm also telling the same things. Trust him, trust Krishna. But somehow is forgetting the things and again getting scared at that moment.
So he knows the entire Bhagavad Gita. Which is your favorite chapter of Gita?
I have lots. There is the 18th chapter. There is 10th chapter, like 11th chapter. 11, 10, and 18.
11th, 10th. 11th is a universal form. 10th is, what is the 10th one?
The different forms of Krishna. Something.
The different forms of Krishna.
Yes.
10th is the opulence of Krishna. All the opulences, okay? 11th, 10th, and 18, you said. 18 is when Krishna is giving, the end one, right? The perfection of renunciation. So tell me one verse which you like the most favorite verse. No, of the entire Bhagavad Gita. What's your favorite verse?
Entire Bhagavad Gita.
Arjuna uvacha nashto mohasmritirlabdha tvatprasadan maya chita sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava.
Which chapter, which verse?
18th. No. Yeah, it's like the... No, wait. Yeah. So the 71st, I think.
Was it 18th chapter?
Yeah, it's something that Arjuna says. Wait, go. Yeah.
Arjuna said 73.
Yeah, 73.
Okay, let's read. This one, right? Nashto Mohan Smritir Labda. That one, right? You just said?
Yeah.
Okay, so Arjuna is saying, let's see. My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. What illusion did he have before he started?
He was so afraid of killing his friends and family because they were on the other side.
Nice. So now his illusion is gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. Right? So have we all lost our memory? Our relation to Krishna, we have lost it, right? We don't know. We really don't know who we are. We are actually thinking right now, we are Pranav, we are Nimisha Das, we're thinking like that, right? So he regained his memory by his mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt, and I'm prepared to act according to your instructions. Very nice. See, just by reading the Bhagavad Gita, by hearing the Bhagavad Gita so nicely. So you can do this. Remember your favorite verse. Just like how Arjuna, he was the best of the best of the best men on this planet Earth. So strong. Like people were so afraid of him. And his bow, what was his bow called?
The Gandhi.
The Gandiva.
Gandhi.
That was falling, that was slipping from his hands. The skin on his body was burning. He was so afraid, right?
Yeah.
And then immediately, like he was like shivering, right? He was shivering. His body was like burning. But
You're exactly in that situation, right?
yeah, we all are, not just him. We all are. Haven't we all gone through some situation, Prabhu, in our life? You have gone through
Several
it.
times.
Yes, I
Everybody
got
has
a
gone
corona phobia.
We all have gone through, right? We all have gone through something. However, don't think this is Arjuna saying this. Anything where Krishna is talking to Partha, right? Instead of Partha, say Pranav. Put Pranav in that. Like in 72, he says, "O son of Pritha." You should say Pranav, "O conqueror of wealth." Have you heard this with an attentive mind? Have you read Bhagavad Gita with an attentive mind, Pranav?
Yes.
That's a question. And are your ignorance and illusions now dispelled? Don't think that this is a conversation to Arjun. Arjun is his eternal friend. He's just playing a drama for our benefit. So you have to put your name in there. Krishna is talking to you through Arjun.
Okay, yeah.
Prabhu, thank you for this explanation. And I'm also telling him to chant japa mantra, but he's not. Probably this is a good example that he can chant the Bhagavad Gita also.
Yeah, he does
His favorite thing.
His favorite thing.
But he should have a complete trust of the Krishna, that Krishna is with you. Krishna is around you. Krishna is with you. Then if he trusts believing Krishna, then he can forget about everything.
Do you sleep in a separate room?
Yes.
He was sleeping with us. So he was sleeping with parents for a couple of last 30 days. Suddenly we're not sleeping with him. So we want him to sleep because it was holidays, right?
Yeah, like normally sometimes because my bed is so comfortable. So one year I slept alone by myself and in like third grade, and then one time my mom just came sleeping me for no reason, and then it got stuck like that way, and then it's just hard to switch from one thing to another.
So do you have a night light in your room?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lamp that I always on before sleeping, and then but then we off it later.
Okay, maybe you can keep the night light on for the night for a few days, and maybe you can also get a flashlight. So you can keep a flashlight near your bed.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
always remember your parents are right there. Don't worry about it, right? But it's okay. It's okay. You're nothing unique. We all get afraid. Don't worry. Okay, we all have gone through this. So there's nothing wrong. It's okay for us to be afraid. It's okay to cry sometimes. These are feelings. These are emotions and feelings in our heart, and you need to share them. So first of all, very, very good that you're at least able to express this, right? So, okay. So are we ready to do Nashinga prayers? Let's pray to Nashinga Dev that he can protect all of us, and he can get rid of corona soon, right?
Yeah.
So let's really pray to Nashinga Dev. Are you ready, Pranav? We'll all do it together.
Yeah.
Namaste Narashinhaya Praladaradayini Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shilatankanakalaye To Nrsimho Parato Nrsimho yato yato yamitra nashinho badi nashinho hridaye nashinho narasimha madhyam sharanam prapade Tavakara Kamalavare Nakama Sutta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Kesavadita Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsinga Dev Jaya Narsinga Dev Narsinga Dev Jaya Narsinga Dev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol नृसिंहदेव भगवान की जय प्रहलाद महाराज की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल
Prabhu, Chaitanya Charitamrita also, I need that book also. Chaitanya
You need
Charitamrita.
Chaitanya Charitamrita I don't have, but next time I order Prabhuji, I'll get one for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
But
I want only in English.